listening to the board. I'm listening.
Oh, I see. I just pushed the live button, so hopefully I'm live.
Did you know that they can post comments?
I see. Did the live start in 4 minutes, or have I had time going again?
Yeah.
That's funny. Hey, it says connected to, YouTube and Facebook. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to make sure. Oh, babe, you can turn the air off.
Okay.
Because I think it feels pretty good in here. I meant to turn that down.
Ooh, I can hear you now.
You can hear me now?
It just came on.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I don't see any new comments, though, babe. So tell me if...
I can hear you on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Very good.
And now I need to find you on Facebook.
Hey, Karen. My husband's looking for me, you guys. So I'm going to give him a few minutes. Oh, you know what? I need to go live on TikTok anyways. And 3, 2, 1. Hey, guys. What's happening? It's Sunday night, so you guys know we're crafting. Excuse me.
Boy, it just does not want to come up for me. All right, I'll go find it then.
Carol says she can hear me.
Yeah, I could hear you before I came off of...
I got dust particles everywhere.
Before I came off of YouTube. Now I'm looking for you
on the Facebooks.
Yeah, and normally it just comes right up, and for whatever reason it just didn't right away this time, so... All right.
Sorry, y'all, I was late.
So, there you go. All right, yeah, everything's good.
Okay. You want to say hi first, or you want me to talk about my scrappy wood first?
We can say hi.
I'm excited, you guys.
That's up to you.
Should I talk about the scrappy wood first, and then we'll say hi?
Okay.
So, you guys, we have been, well, you guys know, if you watch my shorts, you guys have seen, we've been busy in the scrap pile. So, I have 3 scrap pile projects here. I don't know if we're going to make it through all 3, but I'm going to try. The one I'm most excited about are these little chunky mittens. Aren't they so cute? George did such a good job. So we're going to work on some chunky mittens. And then I have these, which are just table legs from furniture that was jacked. But we were able to salvage these. And so I want to paint these and decoupage them because we're going to be putting Christmas trees on the top of these. And then our last project, if we get to it, I do not know. I always buy chopping boards when I go thrifting. And so we just took some spindles out of our spindle stash. And George notches them out on his table saw and then tacks them to the boards. And so this is like a breadboard, but we're going to like decorate it first. If we have time. I don't know if we're going to get to this one, honestly, but this one will be last. And I have no specific plans. I'm telling y'all, I'm a mess today. I pulled out a whole bunch of stuff, and we're going to see what we get done today. That's the plan. But I want to start with the mittens because I'm the most excited about those. So I'm going to put you guys down while we say hi to everybody, and I'm going to start painting.
All right. On YouTube, we have Paige Nicole Komar, who, as she and Flea Brown taught us that you can post comments before the live even starts.
Yes, because I planned it. You know what I'm saying?
So as long as there's something scheduled.
Yes, I scheduled it. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
There you go. Tabby Maybe is also there. Vicky Moore and Dorothy Lage from Tucson said you look like you're feeling good.
I am, Dorothy. I'm feeling so much better. I hope you're feeling better too, Dorothy.
And then on Facebook, we have Kathleen O'Brien Hoovis from Illinois, Marty Hardy, Flea Brown, also a second time, Ken and Flea from Santa Barbara, Janet Taylor Borgers, Paula Takagi from Tucson, Karen Dietrich Atterbury says you are looking gorgeous tonight.
Oh, thank you.
Deborah,
I probably looked dead the 2 times Karen seen me.
Well,
I was so sick, my first class of the decoupage class. But I did it, though, but barely. And then I was still kind of coughy, too, on Thursday.
On Thursday?
Yeah.
Well, your hair was different on Thursday than it is now.
Oh, yeah. That was my first wash day here on Thursday.
All right.
I had the fro out. You have mixed emotions about that hair, don't you?
No.
He came home from work, y'all. He didn't say nothing about my hair.
Look, I'm a man. I'm not going to say anything about your hair.
Mm-hmm. That's his story, and he's sticking to it.
Deborah Kowski Hatfield from chilly 34-degree Michigan. Celestine Todd from Texas. Asked if you're feeling better. Sheila Teagan, Jill Gomez Haley, Barbara Whistler Garrels, Patricia Browning from Michigan, Stephanie Devine, Julie Deckert, Karen Moyer. Made it. Had to run upstairs first for my candy corn. Kathy Tegardine, Yolanda Jones, Cindy Ladsum, Kim Camo, Tommy Caroz from Colorado, Julie Deckert, Patricia Cassida from Chile, Indiana, Jane Neese from Chile, Wisconsin. Apparently
it must
the
be
Midwest
chilly
is
everywhere.
chilly.
Yeah.
Nancy Nelson, Wendy Kramer, Jan Kilborn said it was a beautiful fall day in Michigan. Hattie Hogan, Susan Steinberg Prentice, Pamela Culp Adair from East Tennessee. Angie Champagne loves the mittens. Lisa Vancil, she says, hey there to all my wonderful date peeps. So apparently this is date night for some people. That's good. Sandy Holtzmuller, Jill Worth, Chris Schmidt, Wendy Reese Purdy from upstate New York, Maureen Peterson, Sharon McBride, Cindy Dobson Lanfer from Chile, Jones County, Iowa, Kathy Hall from Chico, California. Glad you're feeling better. Said luckily Patty and she did not get sick. Deborah Cameron, Sharon Reyes from Woodstock, Georgia.
I'm glad you guys didn't get sick because they sat next to me the whole time.
Cami Wesselman from NOCO, is that Northern Colorado, I think. Melissa Upton List from Arizona.
Hey, Melissa.
Flea Brown asks, what is the brand of paintbrush you're using?
You know what? These are just some brushes off of Amazon, you guys. I get them in packs of like 20. I don't know. I always buy them for my craft classes. Well, when I used to hold craft classes, and now I just use them, but I do love them. They might be in my Amazon shop. I will double check.
Jan Kilborn says, Sunday night is date night. It's the football widow's date.
The football. So I know you guys probably have to fight for the TV if you're watching it on TV because it is football night. Is it still football season?
Yes.
Who's playing? Do you know?
Tonight, I looked at it. I forget who. I forget.
I know. I'm painting these already. I wanted to have a discussion because I told David that these would be really cute just by themselves, like rustic mittens, right?
Melissa Liss said she got sick in Colorado.
Oh, so I'm sorry, Melissa. I hope you're feeling better. I was down for a week.
So let's see.
It's crazy how it works. Because David didn't. I mean, well, you were under the weather, but you didn't test positive. That's just so
No, I
weird.
did not. I tested negative for, but I did fight a cold. I'm not. This is not cold voice. I'm over it. This is David was an announcer.
Yeah,
for
at the
2
Harvest
days.
Fest yesterday. Oh yeah, Friday. Oh yeah, because you had Oktoberfest Friday night and then Harvest Fest.
And then
all day
Harvest
yesterday.
Festival yesterday. So this is just I strained my voice. That's all.
Yeah. Barry White comes home whenever David has to do an event.
People do not realize that having a microphone doesn't mean you talk quieter. It actually means you talk louder.
You should project more.
Yes.
Wow.
Because microphones can only do so much amplification.
Amplification.
Yeah, there's a point if you're too soft, the microphone cannot pick you up, and then it starts feeding back and stuff. So you always have to project, and I don't do enough of it to have my voice trained. Like
Yeah.
a singer, they
have
train their
voice
voices.
trained.
And
Yes.
so, yeah, I always strain it when I do this. I'll do it again on Mary Main Street.
Which is in a few weeks.
That is Black Friday.
Oh
It's
yeah, right.
the,
That's the weekend after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So welcome, you guys. If we have any newbies, my name is Royce Hunt Bell, founder, owner, and operator of Recycle Treasures. And I guess I should wait and say that actually after your name, huh, baby? And the voice you hear behind the camera is my husband, David Bell. And together we make up Recycle Treasures. I completely forgot to do a welcome on my first night of my decoupage class, so I had to do it this past Thursday.
Well, Paige Comar's watching on her phone as parents have baseball on TV.
Oh, hey, Paige.
That's right. The cheating Astros are playing. The dirty, dirty cheaters.
I know Paige had a really good suggestion. I'm going to steal your idea, Paige. The silicone cupcake cups to use, like to put my stuff in, because then it peels out, kind of like the resin cups.
Yeah, like the resin cups.
Yeah. And I was hoping to pour resin today,
And
but
I'm
I'm
just
not
teasing
seeing
all
my
you
resin
Houston
cup.
people. Although not really. You guys knocked me out of the playoffs a couple of years ago.
I think you're talking crap. That's what it sounds like to me. You
Although
talking-
I don't care about the Diamondbacks or any of that. I'm my team's the White Sox. They were eliminated on the first pitch of the season. So
Sorry, that is funny, not funny.
yeah.
You know what? Where is my resin cup? I was going to do some resin tonight. Dag nabbit. This must be a sign that I'm going to try to do too much. So
Kelly Madere says she did get sick, so much better, not 100%. She goes, I did sleep on your pillow the night after you left.
You did. I'm sorry, Callie.
Uh-oh. So how were the mittens cut out? Kathleen Hoovis asks.
You know what? George has I think he uses a bandsaw to cut them out. So every year, you guys, we do a lot of upcycling, and it's funny, I don't know why I don't share a lot of the stuff we do. We do a lot of larger upcycling, and so if we get furniture and maybe some of it's particle wood, but some of it's solid wood, we'll like keep the solid parts and toss the particle parts that are really damaged. Or we might find some wood that we've salvaged somewhere. Last year, GCRC had a bunch of church pews that Lane was trying to get rid of, and a lot of it was particle board because they were pews from like the 80s. But there were some pieces that were hardwood, so we took the pieces that were hardwood. So anyways, we scavenge, however you want to look at it, wood all year. So we're going through our wood pile and we're just making stuff. So I've been on Pinterest looking for ideas, and poor George gets to execute them. So I asked for mittens, and these are the ones he made for me. So he's going to cut some extra mittens, and they'll be listed on the website. And they're going to be out of the same wood that these are cut out of. I don't know if the tops will be the same because he's using smaller pieces for these, but the ones that will be listed on the website, these tops will be separate. They won't be glued on already. So you guys can work, decorate these two separately and then put them together.
So Lee Brown says the brushes are not in your shop, so you'll have to add that.
I'll have to add them. Thank you, Flea.
And Karen Moyer says, did you clear coat the mittens first, or is it just raw?
They're just raw. So these are all literally out of my scrap pile, and so it's just raw wood. So I didn't do anything to it. I just painted it. You guys see that line right there? That's bleed through because I'm using regular chalk paint instead of using a stain blocking primer. But this is a good example of why using a stain blocking primer, especially when you're upcycling, is a good idea. So I think I want to use this one. I have been like stuck on this paper all week, and I am tempted to use it again today, but I'm going to try not to. This is the Royce Neutral Christmas masterboard paper. And if you guys follow Roycycled, you've probably seen, I think, at least 3 reels. And so I've actually done, I have some I haven't posted yet. I have done 5 projects using one piece of this masterboard paper. And I still have this piece right here, ironically enough, the polar bear piece, I still have left. So I got to find a 6th project. So you guys give me some ideas of what I could do with like a piece of paper just this big, because this is all I have left from that sheet, and that'll be my 6th project. But this is last year's Christmas masterboard paper, and it's a lot more colorful than the neutral, and I think I want to use this one on my mittens tonight. I just have to figure out how I want to do it.
Melissa List, we're cleaning out Grandpa's wood shop and have thrown out
my
so
gosh.
much wood.
Throwing it out, Melissa? No, don't throw it. It just hurts my heart to throw away a piece of wood.
So Royce and I had a discussion today about the mittens, and I'm curious what everybody thinks. Can I ask?
Yes, you can. Oh, that would be cute, right? To have the deer. We'll have the deer on one.
and the moose on the other?
No, I think I want something that's, I wish I could do something that's more of like background or just like, and you guys tell me, should we use the Christmas paper? Because I'm kind of torn. And this would be really pretty on the other one, just having some flowers. I can use this one. And I was also thinking about doing like non-traditional Christmas a little bit. Like the roses would be like really pretty on here, right? And then maybe put some neutral ticking across the top. I don't know. Roses or Christmas? You guys tell me.
So before we do that, if you're on YouTube, please like, hit the heart button, or whichever emoji you like. We'd appreciate it if you subscribe. If you do subscribe, you can hit the bell and that'll give you notifications. It does help the channel and helps get this out to more people. On Facebook, if you would please share, we'd love a comment. It helps, again, spread everything, because the more Facebook treats it as the more interaction, the more likely others might enjoy this too.
Yes.
So we would appreciate that. So please share, hit a like button, and please comment. So here's our debate. So did you talk about how you want to display these yet?
Nope.
Do you want to do that? Because that really triggers
like which
our
way?
debate. Yeah.
Well, I know how I'm going to display them, but we can talk about it.
I know how you're going to, but I'm curious what everybody thinks.
Okay, so this was the discussion, because I'm looking at them like this. This is the right side up, because I was thinking about putting an eyelet in the top and then using a really pretty piece of ribbon and kind of hanging them like that. And I thought that would be cute. David
So the mittens down.
So mittens down.
Okay.
David thinks that this is right side up, which you could, because they're wide on the bottom, they could absolutely be shelf sitters. And so you may want to put them with the thumb up.
Right.
Right.
So that really dictates how the paper goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're going to display them mittens down, you still want the deer, for example, to be right side up as you're looking at it.
Yes.
So, but if you're going to put it on a shelf, then the deer has to be flipped over, so
Yes.
that way its feet, its paws. Oof. Sorry, that's from Goodfellas. He got his paw stuck in the grill. What are they? Paw? Oof. They have to be down by the base. So I'm curious how people would think to display this and which way they'd prefer.
Yes. And you
But
can
we
even
know
put
how you're
these
gonna
on
do
a
it.
wreath too. Now, making wreaths is not my personal skill, just being completely transparent. But I imagine you could like staple a zip tie on the back, and then you could zip tie this into a wreath. Because I've seen people put like big old stuff on a wreath. So these would fit on a wreath, I think, would be super cute. Thumbs down, thumbs down.
Patricia
thumbs
Cassida
down.
says definitely string them with heavy twine though. They're hefty.
Yeah, I'm going
Yeah.
to use an eyelet, like screw an eyelet in there. So it'll be grounded on there really, it'll, be really good. And then, yeah, actually a heavy twine might be good. Or even like a thick ribbon. I don't know. We'll see. Y'all know me. I have been trying to finish. I did post my finished project in the community tab on YouTube today from last week, because I did finish the stockings. And I even got them, how do you say, staged kind of?
Okay. Patricia, we said that. Kathleen Hoovis says she would go thumbs down. Billy Keir said definitely love the shelf sitters. Kathy Meyer, thumbs down, cuff up. Wendy Reese Purdy, hanging down. Melissa List, hang them like Royce said. Let's see. Karen Atterbury, thumbs down. Both way, Billy Keir, both ways work wonderful. That I agree with.
Yes.
They're very versatile. So what was your other suggestion because of that? Remember you had another suggestion.
I forgot.
You could do both sides.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So you could do this side thumbs down, and maybe you could do this side, and you could put a completely different design on it. I mean, because it's still cute, even without the cuff.
Whoop, and that's what Peggy Terrell said.
Oh.
One on one side and one on the
Hey,
other.
Miss Peggy.
So, Karen Atterbury asked, do you have rusty wire and bells? Maybe they could go.
Ooh, you guys know what? Okay, I have a confession to make, and I'm gonna need you guys to help me because I think I'm really good at coming up with ideas and like doing the problem solving to execute the idea, but I'm not good with the finishing. Like I see people, they add like, a little string, a little ribbon, a little bells, and it always makes everything look so finished and polished. I need to work on that. So I'm gonna start asking you guys how to help me finish stuff so I can start. I need to exercise that muscle.
All right, on YouTube, Paige Komar likes the deer with the ticking underneath. Natalie Sparks likes the roses. Flea Brown says Christmas. Paige Komar also says the polar bear you just had up is awesome.
I know. I was trying not to give too many choices because I knew that would just split the vote too far.
Maureen Boisfort, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, loves the idea of the mittens tied together by string like we did when we were little,
Yeah.
and the string went through our snowsuits.
Exactly.
Very classic winter wear in Canada. It was in the Midwest too. We all had that. Vicky
I
Moore,
didn't have it, but I saw it.
yeah, Vicky Moore likes the shelf sitter idea, but she says she wants to stamp it with the cozy stamp.
Ooh, oh, we could do that on the cuff. Sorry, I got excited.
Maureen Boisford also says use wool to tie them together, maybe.
Oh, that would be really cute. I probably have some wool in the house too.
Yeah. And Robin Talaski asks, what's the name of that paper?
This is Christmas Masterboard. This is from last year, but it was made available to retailers again this year because it was so popular last year. So there's two Christmas Masterboards. You have the neutral Masterboard, which is the soft one that we used last week with the stockings. And then this one, of course, has like the classic Christmas colors. And you have like so many yummy bits that you could make multiple projects with this one paper. Maybe we can put birds on the other one. I think that might be too big though. Let me see. Oh, that would be cute.
Can I, look, I'm shilling, so I always want to be honest.
What are you doing?
I'm shilling.
What's
I'm
that?
trying to make a sale.
Oh, okay.
And you said the wood will be up in the shop within the week, right?
Yes.
Depends on how
as
fast.
As soon as George tells me how many he's working on them right now because he's bored. So
Right.
as soon as he tells me how many he has, I'll post them.
If anybody's interested in shirts for Christmas, because we're all about buying Christmas now. We're in that mode. I know Halloween's still 10 days away, but it's Christmas shopping time. They can get your shirts by hashtagging shirt, right?
No, I couldn't program it.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, remember I was fussing at Facebook because they changed it.
Yeah, you were asking me about it. I thought you programmed it.
So I sat down to do it. That's why I was saying I'm going to have you test the hashtags.
Okay.
Because it's not even an option anymore. When I went back to program it, it wasn't even there. That's why I was over there whining. 'Cause every time I get used to doing something, they change it.
All right.
So what do you guys think? Should I put the birds on the other one? Or should I go with the flowers? I legit have no plan, y'all. So I'm going to be asking questions all night.
Karen Adby, yes, it does work. Hashtag shirt gets you the notice. I just got it.
Oh, okay. So I must have programmed that last week.
Yeah. So if anybody's interested, I'm not saying you have to, but if anybody's interested, if there's any husbands listening, guys.
And they're available in different colors because I'm working with a local t-shirt business to make the shirts for me. That's why I'm able to offer multiple colors because they're basically making them as you guys order. Because I would have to order like
Yeah, they're making
a
them
lot
to
of
order,
shirts.
which is really cool.
Yeah.
So yes, you can. Jan Kilburn says birds of the word.
Bird.
Yeah.
Bird's the word.
Although Pamela Culpadere likes the flowers.
I know. I see.
So
man.
I'm just
It's
throwing
gonna be
it
like
out there.
50-50.
If you want to get one for the kids or the grandkids or yourself, you can treat yourself at Christmas.
Treat yourself.
Billy Keir says you need to pair one with a polar bear and one with roses. And
There'll be
Karen
different
Atterbury,
colors.
once the mittens go up, you can purchase 2 sets. Once they're up.
Yeah, once they're up, because I don't know, because like legitimately we're working out of our scrap wood, so I don't know how many he's going to ultimately have. Because once the wood is gone, that's going to be it.
Angie Champagne, I'm struggling with the thumbs pointing out instead of in. So that I do agree with. So
Well, that, I
when,
mean,
when you hang them, they should hang like this, the thumbs coming toward
yeah.
each other.
I mean, once I hang them like this.
Well, when you put them up the other way,
Oh, okay.
you had them thumbs out.
Oh, yeah, I
So your
know.
thumbs should always be in no matter which way they go.
I don't know. Why am I digging the flowers? I don't know. Let's start. You guys vote. We'll count, and I'll just start with the one that I know.
Patricia Cassida.
So
do the
we'll
shirts,
start with the deer.
Sorry. Do the shirts run true to size? Now, these are women cut.
These are women cut, so I ordered these one size up. Because, and I mean, they're true to size, but they're, you know, they're women cut. So they're cut a little snug through the waist.
Wendy Reese Purdy. Every time I wear my junk in the trunk shirt, I get comments.
Those were fun. You know, I got to talk to them and see if they'll like do those for me.
Yeah, right now it's just the Royce Cycled logo.
Yeah, we have the Royce Cycled one. Because what happens is I'll order like a bunch of shirts. And like the first time I ran out of 2X's right away. And then the other one sold really slowly. And then my second order of shirts, I ordered a bunch of 2X. And then I ran out of smalls and mediums. And then I had 2X's forever. Yeah. Like, I never know. So this just makes it easier.
It really does. They basically make them to order. Mm-hmm. And it's because they're set up to do it. And yes. It's great.
They have the skills.
Let's see. Luann Vassallo says these would look good in a wreath. She also said she needs to work on embellishing. Vicki Moore votes for birds. Linda Gibson votes for flowers. And Diane Kent says the birds on that's on YouTube.
Okay.
So
I'm trying to save my little tree right here, you guys. I'm so pitiful. I don't want to waste anything.
Oh, Stephanie Devine, hers says junk drunk. Yeah,
yes.
Don't blame me on junk drunk. Me.
And when I went to Tennessee, you guys, there was a lady and she had I wanted to cry. I went to the 127 sale and there was so much stuff and the prices were just so low and I flew. So I couldn't bring a lot home and I went into one lady's booth and she had like an old game board, the old wooden ones, like the ones we used to play with in grade school. Sure. You guys didn't have those?
I don't. What do you do?
They were like squares, and it'd be like multiple games you could play on there. But
yeah,
my favorite one was like the checkers, and it was kind of like pool. Anyways, she had like 4 of those, and I was like, those would look so cute in like a game room or a kid's room as wall art. And I told her, if I try to ship these home, my husband is going to kill me. And she said, just tell him, don't blame you. You was junk drunk. That's where I got that from. And I told her I was going to steal it too. She said she didn't care. There's a lot of times when I buy stuff because I'm junk drunk.
Yep. Jim Visithin, do one side for the mittens hanging, the other on the base to stand. Yep.
Yep.
And Angie Champagne, thank you. I was going to say knock hockey, but she said carom boards, which is the actual name.
Oh.
So, yes, Angie, 100%.
But I think they make beautiful artwork, right? I feel like a lot of the older things, artisans took a lot more time making them look cool than they do nowadays. And so I'm just using a water-based sealer, you guys, to both adhere my paper and to seal it, right? And I'm just going to get my anchor roll started so I don't have to worry about my paper shifting, because I cut it right perfect on this side because I was trying to preserve this tree because I feel like I can use this for something else, another smaller project. So I didn't want to waste it. Okay, what were we going to say, baby?
I was going to ask another question of the group, if I may.
Yes, you may.
So,
Mother, may I? Oh, sorry.
Right now, I'm trying to use may I instead of can I.
Oh, no, I feel like I'm on the playground now. Mother, may I? I'm playing games, playing Mother, may I? What else you got?
So you're in the midst of a class right now.
Yes.
This is the
Decoupage Masterclass.
Masterclass, thank you. So you're doing a deep dive on kind of the basics.
Well, we've already covered the basics. Actually, the next 3 nights, we're going to be like, we're going to be moving on to other stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've already covered the basics. We did, it was a 2-hour class on Thursday. I apologize, you guys. I did not know it was going to be that long. but I had scheduled 4 ways to get a wrinkle-free different methods to get wrinkle-free decoupage, but I ended up demonstrating 5. And so we're not talking about it. We're actually demonstrating and like walking through step by step by step by step. So it was a 2-hour class. But if there's anybody here, hopefully the class was worth it and you didn't feel like I was just droning on and on. I didn't feel like it, but I could be like Sheldon and think I did a good job, and I did not.
So the reason I bring that up is I'm curious what other things people would like to do really detailed deep dives on.
Yes.
If there's anything that you guys would like to see in a class or even a one-off.
Yes.
Or maybe a two-parter. It could. There's lots of different ways. But I'm curious if there's anything anybody really wants to, because I know we have a lot of new people.
Yes.
And there are people that have been doing this for 30 years, but like you, can always learn something.
There's always something new to learn.
Yeah. That's
the beauty of creating, is you're always evolving. One of my favorite furniture artists, the name of her business is The White Plum. And I've always loved her furniture. It was absolutely gorgeous. But she's doing a lot of canvas art, and it is so beautiful. So, you just evolve over time. You never know where you're going to end up.
So, yeah, if there's anything you guys want to really go deep on, and as people that are taking the class, and everybody's saying they're enjoying it, they didn't mind the 2 hours.
Oh, good.
Karen Moyer says she loved the 2 hours. And Robin Keener, getting my paper wet like you suggested has been a game changer.
It makes such a huge difference.
And Flea tried the plastic wrap method today. So,
make sure you post today so you get interested, because Flea likes prizes. So Flea, that's an opportunity. And you guys know what? I'm such a dork. I should do a drawing here. I came on, I had all the names in my little thing. I was getting ready to pull a name, and then I got distracted, and I pushed the button, and I realized I never did pull a name for the prize.
2 awards next Thursday. Or
it's going to be 3. So inside the course, there's 2 chances every week to win, except for the first week there was only 1, which was this one. So, but it's fine. I'll just have 3 sets of names on the next class for.
So while I appreciate
prizes.
everybody who's saying the class is worth it, thank you. That's wonderful. I'm curious what else you want to know. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be decoupage. It could be anything. If there's anything you want to go do a deep dive on, let's see if Royce can do it. I love giving my wife work.
I was going to say, do we have more flowers or birds, baby?
I am not flowers.
Flowers, okay.
I am the king of coming up with great ideas
for other
people to do and for other people to spend money on.
Oh, yeah, that's the best kind of idea.
Oh, I spend other people's money so well.
Oh, I always, like, when I am using a master board, I'm always cautious of how I trim, because you can do so many different things with the paper. And so I hate to just whack it and waste the piece of paper. So if you guys are looking at me laughing, it's because I don't want to cut away. Because look, this whole piece, that's like a whole nother, that's like a tag, right? That's a whole nother project. And so these master boards, legitimately, the one that I've been using the shorts on, I'm going to be posting my 6th project this week, and then I still have a piece that I need to use.
Robin Talaski suggests maybe going deep on combining different papers.
Okay.
Yeah, so layering?
Yes.
Maybe layering?
We're doing a little bit of that in the course that we're in now, too.
And Redeemed, yeah, you're never too old to learn new tricks, yeah. And there's lots of experts that tune in and watch and comment, and because you're always learning something from a comment on here.
I'm always learning. So I was watching Not Too Shabby right now because, I should have been getting ready. I was ready. And her husband found, if anybody's ordered from me, you guys have gotten those like yellowy orange spatulas that I usually send if you order a mold. And so he was showing how, because she made some houses and her houses have like a lip on the bottom. So he was showing how he uses a spatula in order for you to get like a perfect, 45-degree decoupage without having to worry about wrinkling your paper using a spatula. And it is officially stolen. I'm stealing it.
Wendy Kramer says, how about a class on layering stamps and molds on paper?
Yes.
That's a great idea. Absolutely.
Are you yawning over there? Am I boring you?
Yes. I'm completely. I got up early
Yes,
again.
I'm boring you.
Oh, I got up early again today.
I think I'm putting this on backwards. I think it goes this way.
Luann Vassallo, you cannot sign up for the class now. You could.
You can. I know.
I thought it was until the 2nd.
I know. I had so many people message me. So we're going to leave it open.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Until I believe tomorrow night is what we said. So we've already done 2 classes. The replays are in the group, and you can watch the replays. If you upgrade to VIP, you can watch the edited videos. So my assistant is taking like that 2-hour block class that we did on Thursday. This Friday for my VIPs, it'll be on their dashboards in like 15 and 20 minute segments. So she's going to cut it down to smaller, like little chunk, you know what I'm saying, smaller bite-sized videos. And all the chit-chat and everything, there's not a lot of chit-chat. I'm pretty concise. But everything will be edited out. It'll be super concise in like 15, 20-minute blocks, and it'll be available on your dashboard and on your app. If you download the app, you can watch it from your phone or tablet. So we're going to keep it open until tomorrow night, so you can come. But just know that this Thursday will be class number 3. So we still have 3 more classes to go.
So Patty Girding, I hope that answered your question. The classes are still...
#deco.
So she has signed up, but has a conflict, so she hasn't been able to attend. Yes, you can watch
the replays are in the group, so you can watch the replays. They're there, and I've been putting them in the featured section of the group at the top, and they're each marked. So like night 1, night 2, so that you know exactly where we are.
So there you go, Luann. You get it.
Where'd my spray bottle go?
Dorothy Lage, my husband just said, you're watching Royce. He loves to hear your laugh.
I was going to laugh right now, too. And now I didn't want to laugh because that would have been too on cue. I know. I need to go see Dorothy. Oh, you know what? We'll be in Tucson next weekend. Dorothy has my stash from Carmen's. She was nice enough to drive it home.
That's right. Well, we want to go to Tucson next week.
We do, to go see the grandbaby.
Yeah, so
I know, we're going to be celebrating our anniversary by spending the day with the grandbaby.
Yeah, Rochelle Stratton has had to watch the replays. Yeah, that's the nice thing about these classes is there are replays.
Yes.
So even if you attend the class, you can still, go back in and, I might have missed that. Or
there's a lot of information, and so I feel like... even if you've watched it and you go to do a project, you're like, oh, what did Royce say? And so, the replays are there, and they're going to be inside the group for 2 months. And then for the VIPs, they'll have access to them for a year. And you know what? You guys are supposed to tell David something. Remember in the group, somebody said that I was a word, and I told you guys you have to say it on Sunday because David's not going to believe you. But unlike Sunday nights, we hang out here, we chit-chat about all kinds of stuff, and we have a good time. Inside of the course, I'm super concise. We spend a few minutes with greetings in the beginning, and then it's super focused instruction, and then we park and lot all the questions to the end of the class. But I do go through and I answer every single question. That way, if you're watching the replay, it's not like horrible. I've taken courses before, and they're like, the replay is available, and you go and you can't even watch the replay because you're like trying to fast forward through all of the stuff to get to what you want. And it can be a bit of a pain. So I'm super deliberate about having that not be the case in my courses. And I hope that's been everybody's experience.
Karen Moyer said, back when I did the first class a few years ago, I referred back to the classes all year. She was a VIP.
Yeah, very good.
Look, I do it all the time. I'm watching city council meetings. I would rather watch Royce's stuff. But I'm constantly going back and forth and referring back to meetings from 6 months ago because I want to hear what was said then versus what's being said now.
Yes.
So, yeah, if you can take advantage of that kind of stuff, do it. Will the replays be the full version in the group and then concise on your dashboard?
Yes. So the full version will be in the group, and then they'll be cut up and edited on the dashboard if you upgrade to VIP.
And Karen Atterbury wants to know, is it too late to bump up to VIP?
It is not. There's actually a link inside the group, Karen, and you'll see an avatar of me. Yeah, I had way too much fun with those cartoons. And you'll see it's a thing with VIP, and the link is on there for you to upgrade if you want.
So Cammie Wesselman, I hope that answered your question too, because she has.
I used to close the VIP down, but what I found is that new users or new students come in and they want to see if there's value before they upgrade. They want to see, which I totally get. And B, sometimes people, like, I give a lot of information in my courses, and so I recognize that some people are like, it's a ton of information. I want to make sure I can go back to it.
Right.
And so I want to make sure they have the opportunity to upgrade for that too.
Yeah. Everybody's saying organized.
Yes. Tell David I am organized. He doesn't believe you guys. I am. I spend a lot of time prepping for the class because I want to make sure that I'm valuing everybody's time. It's really important to me that be the case. And I have some people like Dorothy. I think Dorothy has been with me since my very first class.
Dorothy took a class that nobody has ever seen.
I know, Dorothy. Remember I filmed that class? And I spent a lot of money filming that class too, and I didn't sell it because I wasn't happy with it. I didn't prep like I should have.
But you know what? Sometimes, I've always said I've learned way more from my mistakes than I ever did my successes.
Yes. And I was going to use them for like an opt-in, but the quality of video is so much better. I don't want to set people up. They'll be thinking that's what they're going to get, and then they come and it's me in my craft room.
So Royce had hired actual filmmakers.
I did.
And they have made films. They've put films in various film festivals.
Yes.
Who, by the way, promised me a role. I still have not done it.
Oh.
I'm upset with these guys.
Are you upset with them?
So, yeah, and it's never been seen. I took photos during that too. I gave you the photos. So.
And Jacob did such a beautiful job editing them. It's beautifully filmed. I just wasn't. I don't know. I feel like I should have done better. It was my first time teaching because it was before my boot camp even, and I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll come out one day.
I'm curious if anybody wants to see it. Now it will look radically different.
Yes, it will look radically different
because it was filmed by filmmakers. I want to stress
it's beautifully filmed.
Yeah,
it was a furniture painting 100 is what it was. So we went over prepping furniture, the basics of painting, how to blend, how to add embellishments to your furniture. I don't know, maybe one day.
Diane Kent, is there any way to join the class online for those of you who cannot be there? This is not a live in-person class.
Yeah, so the Decoupage class that we're talking about is an online class. So you can put hashtag Deco in the comments, and Facebook will send you a message where you can get a link to get more information about the class.
So she's on YouTube. Go to Roycycled Treasures?
No, roycycledacademy.com.
Okay.
Yeah, Roycycled Academy, one word, and you'll see the Decoupage Masterclass listed there.
Dorothy says she even wore makeup for that class.
And poor Dorothy. So Dorothy and I met right before COVID, and I mean like right before COVID. We met for lunch at Genevieve's one day because it's before the shutdown, but I think it was right before the shutdown. And so in my mind, Dorothy has been with me like for always, but she hadn't. And so poor Dorothy, I invite her to come to this furniture painting class, but she had never painted furniture before. But in my mind, she had. She was like, painting furniture is work.
I met Dorothy before you.
I know, because you were the editor.
I was the editor of the newspaper that served her community. She didn't live in the community where the newspaper was. And I was down there, and I was covering an event at their city hall, and Dorothy and her husband spoke because the event was very important to them, owning
Yeah.
a bed and breakfast.
Yes.
And there was a lot of controversy surrounding the event at the time.
Was that the Wings Over?
Wings Over Wilcox, yeah. And it wasn't. There was controversy. Let's just leave it at that.
We'll leave that. Leave it there.
And she's sitting there, and her husband are both talking about, look, this is just helping businesses. Can't we just figure out a way?
Can
to
we
do
all
this?
just get along? Yeah.
And that's when I met them, and yeah, they used common sense in a city council meeting, and that's always dangerous. So, but yes, I met them. I want to say that was in 18, I think.
I don't think it was that because maybe
Because I left the paper in 20.
Oh.
So it was either I left the paper right before the pandemic. Because I was at the radio station for 2 weeks before everything shut down.
Oh.
Literally.
You're the reason. I'm scared.
Yeah. My first story for the radio station was the pandemic.
I didn't realize that.
And I want to say it was either 18 or 19 that I
I'm
met
looking
Dorothy.
for a razor blade. Because if I try to do this with scissors, I'm going to mess it up. Okay, you guys. I'm going to need to cut this with a razor blade. So.
Oh, Dorothy says she met Royce before David.
Oh. Ah!
All right. But you're sitting there talking about meeting her in 20.
I thought it was in 20. I'm pretty sure it was in 20. So, you guys, I need to trim this with a razor blade. Just cut straight across there so I can get a really clean cut. There's a couple of things, because I know it can be frustrating sometimes when your paper tears instead of cutting. So there's a few things. When you have two pieces that meet like this, even though this feels dry, I know that there's moisture that's trapped in between there. And that's going to affect how clean I'm able to cut this paper. So even though it feels dry, I'm going to let it sit for a little bit before I try to cut it. And you want to use a really sharp blade to cut across here if you want a clean cut. So that's just two things to think about whenever you're trimming your paper, because sometimes it can be frustrating because it tears, but normally it tears because there's still moisture underneath the paper, even if it feels like it's dry on the top.
Karen Moyer asked, what were you teaching in that class? That's never been seen.
Furniture painting 100. So it was a furniture painting class for beginners. So it was kind of I want to say high level, but I went pretty deep on everything. And so we talked about prepping your furniture, different kinds of paints, things to think about when you're painting, tools you use when you're painting. We did some blending. Basics of blending, blending multiple colors together. A lot of you don't know, but I started out in this business actually painting furniture. I haven't painted furniture in a few years now, but that's how I started.
Said she'd like you to do a deep dive on a piece of furniture, painting and decoupaging. So,
yes.
Kathleen Hoovis says she'd like to learn distress paper where there are sanded out lines in the project in sections. Hers always tears, shows the white edge of the paper.
You know what? Sometimes when you're trimming, so it's so funny. I was working on a project last night, and you guys know how when you're in a project and you're going and you don't want to stop, so you'll just use whatever was in reach. So that's what happened to me last night. So like this sanding pad at this point is like a 330 grit, right? Because it was already pretty fine and I've already used it. If I use this really high grit, which means it's really fine, it's going to take more passes for me to trim my paper, and I'm more likely to sand off the ink. So I'm going to get more of the white lines. So one of the things that you can do is to make sure that you're using like a 180 to 220 grit sandpaper so that you're making fewer passes across your paper in order to trim it. And that's going to get, less of the whites. And then another thing that I often do when that happens too is I'll just go over it with some ink, over the edges with some ink to kind of disguise the white. I hope that's helpful.
Dorothy says she still has the lovely Lena end table she did in that class.
It was beautiful. I know, poor Dorothy. I made her blend, and she added molds, and she did the decoupage. Like, she did all the things on that piece. Because what I was teaching a class, and I was having it filmed. It was going to be an online class, but I needed to have people present in order for my energy to be right. And so Dorothy volunteered to come and sit in on the class for me. Dorothy and Beverly was there too.
Beverly
I
was
think
there,
Beverly's here
and
tonight
the
too, isn't
owner's
she?
daughter
Yes.
of where you did it, which is now unfortunately closed.
I know.
Dorothy says she still has the article Farm to Table that my reporter showed up for breakfast twice. Is that David or was that Brooke? I don't remember which one did that. And Dorothy says, so 2018, she took a class on molds at Genevieve's, then met you for lunch.
That's right.
She said you had avocado toast. That was what you ate.
Yes, I forgot about that class. And you know what? I used to use this brand of clay, and it was always wonderful. And so for that class, I ordered like 6 packs of clay because it was just a class just on molds. Don't you know, and some of you will remember, is it DAS, DAAS? Is that the name of the brand? When they switched their clay formula, and it was like that heavy, dense, crappy stuff. I was so mad. It happened on that class. I probably looked like I didn't know what I was doing. I was so embarrassed.
Let's see. Brenda Lee Boyce Leon or Lion says time to bring that back. I'm assuming she's referring to furniture. Kathleen Hoovis says not trimming but distressing in the middle of the piece to show age and wear. But that's something she wants you to go deep on one day. And Dorothy, that was David who came for breakfast twice. He's now the editor of the paper in Globe, Arizona.
Yes.
David is a great guy.
He is.
I really like him a lot. Let's see. Over on YouTube, Diane Kent says, I need that furniture class so bad. You should surely let us learn from it. Under One Umbrella Designs, those mittens are awesome. Where did you get them? She and the man, Jorge, cut them out themselves, and they'll have some up in the recycled store.
Yeah, we'll put some up. We made them from our scrap wood. We've been going through our scrap wood pile and making stuff. So, did you guys see my candlesticks that I made? I am like way too proud of them. So, did I upload a picture of them? I didn't.
Oh, Luann just signed up for the class. Good for Luann.
Oh, okay. Right. Welcome, welcome.
And Paige Comar and Linda Gibson love Das clay. That's what they use.
I know, but it was wonderful. And there was like a 1.5, 2-year period where it was like awful. You guys remember, right? I'm not crazy. It got really dense and heavy and like it wasn't malleable. And I think that they must have got a lot of complaints because I think they ended up switching back to the original formula.
Jay Hicks says, thumbs up looks like a turkey.
I could put a turkey on there, huh? Remember when we were little and we used to trace our hands and make a turkey?
Yeah. Brenda Lee Boyce Lyon.
That's going to be
want
so
the class.
Cute.
People want the class.
That is going to be so cute. I just need to figure out what should I do with the tops. So I had a couple of thoughts with the tops, you guys, although I can't find my silicone cup. But I brought a mold out because one of the trim moldings has always looked like a cable sweater to me. This one right here, right? It looks like an old, like, you guys know what I'm saying, the cable knit sweaters. And I thought that would be really pretty on there. I could put it across the top and then we could paint it out. That was an idea. Or I could just paint it a coordinating color, which I did pull out a green that I thought would be good, but I don't know what I did with it now.
Oh, can I mention, we always say this and I'm late saying it. If you're a Roycycled retailer, please put your link in.
Yes.
Whether it's on YouTube or Facebook or they can't hear me on TikTok. But yeah, put your links in. And that way, if anybody's looking for any product, you can reach out to any of these people. Find out who's closest to you, so maybe you can establish a good relationship. But almost all the retailers will ship anywhere.
Yes. because I know a lot of people have reached out to me and they're frustrated because they can't find the neutral Christmas. But I know that we shipped out a bunch of orders last week, so you may want to circle back to your retailer because they may have it in stock now. And then I know that we have some other orders pending that should be going out later this week. So, and it's not that the retailers don't carry the designs, you guys. It's just that they sell out really quickly. So if you find a retailer and they have the paper you want, buy it, because once it sells out, they have to reorder it and it may take a while before they get it back in stock.
Paige Komar suggests the sweater pattern from the Cozy Stamp.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that.
But Laura Carrington says fake fur would be cute.
Ooh, you guys know what we could do? Oh, man, y'all messing with me now. What if, I wonder if it will work. We could put a texture medium on here, and then we could press the stamp in there. I think that we should do that.
Patty Hogan asks, what does the ticking paper look like with them?
You know what? I looked at the ticking, and I think the scale is a little too big. Like, I feel like it would go well, but we're only going to get like 1 or 2 lines across there because of the scale of the ticking. If it were smaller, I think it would work better.
All right, got 2 more. Kathleen Hoovis says you could stamp it with the stamp that you used on the stocking, the one that looked like a cardigan.
Yeah, these ones.
Stephanie Devine says, how about salt washing snow?
So this is what we're going to do, you guys. If I can find some salt wash, I'm way too excited now. I told you guys, when I don't have a plan, it's dangerous. I think that we should make some salt wash. I'm going to show you guys what we're going to do. We're going to use salt wash and paint, and we're going to do some, I don't know if you want to call it embossing. I'm not sure if that's the right word for it. And it's going to be an experiment, so we're going to see if it works. But I think this one would be good because the stars are scaled smaller. I think this one is bigger, and we're going to lose a lot of that design. But I think this one would be perfect. So I'm going to mix up some salt wash really quickly with some mohair paint, which is a warm white color. Because there's like the background on this is a really warm green. So I think if we use a warm white, that'll be a nice complement. If I can get my little thing of, where is my big old jar of salt wash? I have like a big old gallon. Oh, it's over there by the front door.
Jan Kilborn says put the ticking the opposite way. So does Angie Champagne. Leanne Ziegel says this makes me think of the Jan Brett book, The Mitten. And Carmen Daumer asks, hi, Carmen.
Hey, Carmen.
Did you cut the wood off of it?
No. So this is a separate piece.
From a totally different
From a totally different piece of wood. Yeah. You can see there's 2 pieces that are joined together. So this piece, communication, we were laughing because I asked George to cut this piece separate and to leave it off, but the way that I worded it, he heard me say to attach it, which ironically is the same thing that David heard when I told him what I said. So Royce's communication, because I wanted to be able to decorate these separate and then glue them on. And so when they're listed on the website, these will be separate. So you guys will have to glue these on. So this is just like another piece of wood.
Leanne Ziegel wonders an impression into the salt wash.
That's what we're going to do, Leanne.
There you go.
I'm super excited. Whenever I get to use salt wash, I always get excited because you guys know how I feel about texture. So, oh man, I looked right at that spatula next to the sink and I was like, I should bring that out. And I was like, nah, I'm not going to use a spatula tonight. I'll just use the back end of this felted spatula. It'll be fine. We will make it work. And I'm not going to make it to a second project anyway, so I don't know why. Remember the days when I could get 3 projects done in one live?
Yeah, that ain't happening tonight because it's already 6.
I know.
We're an hour in. So you're going to get 1 done tonight.
I'm going to get 1 done, but it's going to be a good one, though.
Yeah.
So you guys, this is salt wash, and it's just a paint additive. It makes your paint thicker, is what it does. There's a ton that you can do with texture and paint. And some of you have taken my patina course, so you guys know how excited I get about texture because I love it. And so we're going to add some texture, but we're going to cheat. I even have cornstarch. Ooh, 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 ooh. I know. I'm way too happy, babe. But
Dorothy Lage says 2 mittens are 2 projects.
Right, Dorothy? I agree. And so I'm going to mix this really thick. So whenever you do this that we're going to do here together right now, If you can mix it lighter and it will dry faster, like the whole project will dry faster, but the surface will take longer to dry. I hope this makes sense. But if you mix it really thick, it's going to take longer to dry overall, but the surface is going to dry quicker so that I can do my impression. So I'm mixing it thick so that we can get to the good part. Can we get to the good part?
Now, it doesn't look very white on screen. Do you want it white?
What, this part?
Yes, the salt.
No, this is a warm. No, I wanted the warm because I think the warm is going to go better with the mittens.
And that's fine. Just
than
asking.
A cooler white. Yeah.
Because I'm thinking back when I was a kid, all the fur.
Oh, like a fur?
was around anything wintry was always very white until the kids wore it, and then it was completely disgusting after that. But
we're going to assume the kids wore these.
Okay.
You make kind of a valid point, though. Maybe I want a little bit. This gray is so cool, though. You know what we'll do? You causing problems, David Bell.
No, I'm just asking.
I know.
Diane Kent, it's called salt wash.
Yes.
Not salt water wash, just salt wash.
Yeah. And so this is a really cool white, but it's gray. It's not really a white. That's why I want to use it. But I'm going to add it to this. We'll brighten it up a little bit more to David's point so that there's a little bit more contrast than with the really warm white. You raise a good point, darling.
Look, everything that I had that was white, whether it was a hat or a pair of gloves, even if it was just lined, it was white until about 2 uses in.
Well, we're going to pretend like this is 2 uses in because I don't. Wise Owl has a color called, I forgot the name of it. It's a bright white, but I don't have that here on my table. So we're going to improvise. Now I got to put more salt wash in here because I put more paint. It'll be a little bit more brighter. That's good because I'll be here mixing forever.
Wendy Kramer said, sorry, my finger touched the wrong image. We don't care which emoticon you hit because as far as Facebook is concerned, it's all good. It's all interaction. So
I know every now and then, though, I'll get an angry emoji, and I'm like, what did I say to make somebody angry?
Yeah. And it's probably just an accident. It's no big deal.
You know what? I do want to clarify something. And I want to clarify this for a very specific reason. I'm not even sure. Last week, we had a conversation about nurses at some point and technology.
They're underpaid and they're the gatekeepers.
I felt like that was the spirit of our discussion, but somebody watched the replay and she was upset by what we said. So I just want to be clear about something.
Oh, no. Nurses and teachers.
Yes.
We're all in on that.
We're all in. And not only that, my mom was a career nurse. And when she worked on the floor, because, when she started working for the prison, that was kind of like being a school nurse. But Not that I'm saying that's easy, but it's not 12, 14 hours on the floor, on your feet. She spent the first half of her career as a floor nurse before she started working for the state. It's a hard job. We recognize wholly that it's hard work. And I don't know what we said, but we were not at all trying to disparage nurses at any rate. And ironically enough, so many of my peeps are in the medical field. We did introductions inside the class. And I'm always stricken by how many people are nurses or in the medical field. Seriously.
Yeah.
A lot.
No, nurses and teachers are, I would say, probably the two most underpaid, overworked professions that I know of. Well, journalists, but nobody cares about journalists. But it's true. So no, we're all in on those guys. School counselors, I would put there too.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I am just going to spread it on there. I don't want to put these on my pants just yet.
Oh,
Look,
Verla McDonald asks, how do you know how much salt wash is enough?
I just eyeball it until it's the consistency that I want. And so for the sake of tonight's exercise, I'm actually making it extra thick so that we can get to the embossing part quicker. So that's what I was saying earlier. If I were working on this project and just in the shop by myself, I would probably make it thinner, but the surface would take longer to dry if I made it thinner. And I want us to be able to, put our impressions in tonight. So I'm making it extra thick. So it really depends on what you're doing. And I do have a class. It's called the patina class. That is literally all about texture. That's all we talked about for that whole class. And I don't know if I have anybody on who took that class with me, but
Well, you can still purchase the class.
yeah, it's at
It's just not
Recycled
live.
Academy. It's not live,
Yeah.
but it's there. It's edited, so it's not like watching a replay with a bunch of chit chat. They're short, concise videos. Wait, I don't know if the patina's done yet.
Oh, okay.
Actually, it's not. But I mean, they're edited though. I edited them, but Brenda thinks that people have shorter.
You're under your wheels.
I know, attention spans than I do. So they're edited, but they're just not
still
super
want it.
short. Oh, it's the back wheel, huh?
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
I want it noted, Tammy Pangelina. Yes, I think he had a great point. Needs a bit more contrast. It's rare when I get told I'm right. So I want it noted.
He wants to make sure that everybody heard me
knows
say
that.
he was right. That's like the other night. What were we talking about? Because I filmed you. I was going to make a TikTok. Because I was like, did you just say I was right? And you said, yes, you were right. I was like, wait a minute. Let me record it.
That was like 2 weeks ago.
I don't even know what it was about. All I know is he said I was right.
Marty Hardy said, wise owl, snow owl.
Yes,
Is
Marty.
one.
Thank you.
There
The
go.
snow owl is a bright white.
Yep. Angie Champagne says, not only do the mittens get grungy when kids wear them, they usually lose one. Oh, I was the king of one glove.
They had a string on them. How'd you? Oh, one glove.
One glove, yeah. Lisa Vansel, we were saying most often the nurses know and empathize better than the doctor.
Yes.
I'll take certain nurses any day of the week. Yep.
So really quickly, you guys. So I'm not drying this all away. The underneath there is still very wet. I just want to make like a crust over the top so that I can get a nice clean stamp. And I'm gonna dust this stamp with some cornstarch to like make sure it doesn't stick, so I can get an even cleaner stamp.
Janet Taylor Borgers, nurses, teachers, very special people, 100%. Dorothy Lage suggested your salt wash is right when it's a stiff biscuit mixture.
It depends. Yes, it is. But it really depends on what you're doing, though. That's why those questions, I'm always hesitant to give a blanket answer, because it really depends on what you're hoping to accomplish, how thick you want your salt wash.
Lisa Vansel.
And whether you want it to crack, too, because it's more likely to crack the thicker you mix it.
Lisa Vansel asked, do you still sell the patina course kits?
Was
there a kit that one with that?
There was a kit with that.
Oh, wow.
I was so sad about it. No, it was wonderful to offer people kits, but it had like 8 pieces to it, so building them were a little much. I don't know if they're still on the website, Lisa. I'll have to double check, but I think I have everything for the kits though.
So
I've dusted this like really heavily. You guys see that? Like it's dusted because I don't want this to stick to my texture medium that I've made here. So I'm going to plop this on here. And I don't know if this is going to work, you guys. We're going to see. This is an experiment. This works with stamps this works the best with stamps that have like a lot of space in between. These are pretty tight, the design is. So I don't know if it's going to work. Ah, it worked. I'm super excited. So you guys see that texture? Isn't that so much fun?
Linda Gardner asked, do you know how to get the closed captioning? She said type conversation. But it's the closed captioning. I can't see turn it off. I can't see the bottom of your work. The closed captioning is there for a specific reason.
Well, the closed captioning is on theirs, though. They can turn it on or off. Like, it's
Really?
not on mine.
I thought you put it up, because I know people like having the closed captioning.
So on the YouTube, the closed captioning goes up afterwards because I have a very specific customer who needs it.
Facebook.
So on Facebook, they program it. Like you can turn your closed. I think if you push the 3 dots at the top, I believe is where it is, you can turn off the closed captioning. What I'm saying is I'm not the one putting the closed caption. It's on. It's an option for the viewer, if that makes sense.
Jan Kilborn, when I met my Edward, I thought he was really cool because he always wore one glove. Come to find out, it's because he always lost the other one.
You thought he was Michael.
Patty Hogan, I'm guessing you're from the Northeast because she says that's wicked cool.
Oh my gosh, you guys, how cute is that? Ah, sorry.
And Marty
So,
Hardy says, put your cursor on the bottom of the screen. You can shut it off.
okay.
I'm
I'm
guessing
never
that's
sure
yeah,
about
me either.
anything because they always change it. So I'm not going to put texture on the bottom. You guys see, you can see that lip right there. But I do want to paint it to make it consistent with the rest of it. Only I changed my color now. See, baby, you causing problems.
Joanna Rogers asked, would it work to dust your stamp with an iridescent mica powder?
Ooh, that would be pretty too. I don't know if that would keep it from sticking, but it would be pretty. But I'm sure it would. But mica really isn't a powder. I mean, we say mica powder, but it really is like little, it's mica rocks that have been ground up. So I don't know if it would keep it from sticking. I can't guarantee that, but I don't know that it won't either. But that would be really pretty though. But we could definitely dust over it with some mica powder. Because this isn't the end, you guys. This is just the texture. I can go in and paint this now. I'm going to go in and just paint this edge so that it's consistent with the texture and we don't have the wood there. This is kind of fun when I come without a plan because then we can do a plan together.
So I will say, in everybody's defense, you are working lower in the screen, so maybe you want to adjust your camera.
I can come up some more.
Yeah, because most of the work is in the bottom half to bottom third.
Oh, okay.
And the closed captioning does go over some of it. Not all of it, but a little bit.
Okay. If I'm not in a shot, baby, let me know because you know I lose track because I'm working.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to paint this like the extra block, right? You guys think I should paint that right there? Because I'm thinking I should just paint this part.
Linda Gibson, sometimes we wore socks when we couldn't find our mittens. Oh, yeah.
I could, because you couldn't go without them, right?
No.
I mean, it was like, y'all have real winter over there, unlike here.
There were many a time I had a pair of socks on my hands.
Just one?
Well, a pair, Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah,
I
well,
would think that one sock wouldn't even
Not
be
going
thick
out
enough.
to play.
Oh, okay.
If you're going out to play, you had to have something thick. And even then, it still got wet and you were miserable. But, no, if you were just going somewhere, throw a pair of socks on,
Make it work.
Yeah. Diane Kent says she's a retired nurse, was not insulted by our talking. We meant no insult. We are fully supportive of nurses.
Yeah.
It's very similar.
It was more about the medical system and how, like,
You have to advocate.
you have to advocate, and not even because people are evil, just because the whole system is so fragmented. There's the assumption that everyone talks to each other, but they don't. And even though they have like the universal medical records, it still doesn't work.
Well, and there are laws that prevent it. You have to allow different providers to speak to each other and see the records and.
Well, they came up with the system about, I don't know, 5 to 7 years ago.
Oh, they can. But you have to.
So there is a universal healthcare record.
Did everybody see the frustration on Royce's
I
face?
know, because you're talking over me, baby. This is my area of expertise. I know.
All right.
Because I know they spend hours like putting everybody's medical records electronically into this one system,
To a
and
database.
as long as they're professionals and they're working on your it shifted HIPAA and how it works.
Oh, okay.
So that if I'm here in Safford, the way it's supposed to work, and I go to a hospital in Tucson, the hospitalist in Tucson is supposed to be able to look at my medical record and see everything.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, I don't know why everything doesn't get put in sometimes. I know for Mom, I had to like stop them from giving her specific medication that she hadn't been on in like ages, but for some reason it was still on her electronic health record. So it's a universal electronic health record, and it does follow you.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Well, it's not perfect. I guess it's better than nothing, but it has its challenges.
Sheila Teagan asks, are you painting the edges with textured paint?
Nope, I'm just using regular paint on the edges. I just want the colors to match. I could do the textured paint, but that would be harder to control.
And Lisa Vansel suggested diamond dust.
Ooh, diamond dust would be pretty too. Some glass bead gel, some diamond dust. I know you guys have to help me with the finishing because you already know. And so, like, if I were, like, if I had gotten this kit and these pieces were separate, I would probably texture the whole thing because then I could just glue it on afterwards and I wouldn't have to worry about getting anything on my other one. But I don't want to get it on the rest of my piece, and so that's why I'm not trying to get texture everywhere.
Kathleen O'Brien, who was, I forgot about wearing socks as mittens. They got so wet and nasty so fast. It's true.
And nasty.
Because they're thin.
Yeah.
They're so thin, yeah.
Well, here in Arizona, right, it never ever snows. No one has mittens. And so when it did snow, you want to go outside and play in the snow. So what would you do? You put on socks because you don't have mittens. And yes, they get wet and nasty really quick.
Marianne McCrae O'Hara, my mom would put the plastic Wonder Bread bags over our shoes to keep them dry in the snow, held on with rubber bands. No, we would get snow boots.
Did you slip? I'm just curious.
Yeah,
that sounds like it would be slippery.
Yeah,
but you know, sometimes you got to make it work, baby.
We had boots, and then you had to have a pair of shoes that were left at school.
Oh.
Because you couldn't wear your boots in the classroom. So you would come to school, take your boots off. We had a little area.
Didn't you have boots that went over your shoes? What are those called?
Yeah, I wore those when I was an adult. Rubbers.
Yeah. Well, they have the little kid ones, the little cute ones.
Yeah, no, little
yeah,
kids, they're going to get lost in a heartbeat.
Oh,
so
yeah,
just
that's
boots to go to school, to come home, and you had to have an extra pair of shoes at school.
So you guys, so what I was saying earlier about the thickness, I made this super thick so that I would be able to do my impression sooner. So there's two things that's happening. A, it's going to take longer to dry underneath because it's thicker. And B, I'm more likely to get cracks because I made it thicker, which isn't always a bad thing. It's just a thing. So if you don't want cracks, you can compound your product as you're laying it on there, and then you lay it on thinner. And you mix it up thinner.
Sue's Thrap says, what transfer did you use? No transfers tonight.
These are pieces off of the Roycycled Christmas Masterboard. You have the neutral Christmas Masterboard, which is the one that's like really, white and soft greens. And this one's off of just the Christmas Masterboard, and it has more traditional colors in it. And it has different, we've only used a tiny bit of it.
Let's see, Janet Taylor Borgers.
We still have all of this left. Sorry, babe. We still have all of this left from this paper. We only used 2 pieces. So you can get a lot of projects out of one paper. That's what I should have done.
Yeah, Janet says there are still challenges with those records. Brenda Farrell says system's only as good as the information that's put in.
Yeah.
Melissa List, yes, that's true. It's not true. We get tons of snow in northern Arizona.
This is true, Melissa. Yeah. You make a valid point. I'm in southern Arizona, so we get snow like every 9 to 12 years. And we get like...
Well, no, we got snow in 2020 because I remember taking a photo of it going to the radio station.
Yes, because Jordan's senior year, I drove 15 miles an hour all the way to college for him to take his placement test.
And it was there in the morning and it was gone by noon.
Yes. Everything in Safford shut down. David thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Because we are not equipped.
But I will say this. So I grew up in Chicago, went to college in Minnesota. Flagstaff is the coldest I've ever been.
Really?
Well, I take that back. There was one day in Chicago where it got down to 30 below and the wind chill was 60 below. That was legit frightening. But consistent cold, Flagstaff was the coldest I've been.
Huh.
It's that dry cold. See, I'm used to a humid cold.
Oh, so dry cold is worse?
Apparently, because that hurt in Flagstaff. So, let's see. Lisa Vansell almost sent you a picture of a Minnesota roundabout today.
Oh my goodness, we have these people who are planning, they need to stop with the trendy mess. Because we have 2 roundabouts in this community now, and they both drive me crazy. I don't like them.
See, I don't mind them.
I don't like it.
I'm fine with them.
I don't like it.
Jan Kilborn says in Michigan, the info only stays with each health system. They don't share. Angie Champagne, we put the bread bags inside our boots. Yeah, that I remember doing.
You know what? I'm sorry. I think here we have these huge giants, and maybe, because, like, what's the big one here?
United Healthcare? Are you talking
No,
about caregivers or insurance?
like the hospitals.
Oh, Banner.
Yeah, Banner is so huge that they make up the majority of the systems in Arizona. So I bet you they all share.
And
Maybe
our
that's
local
what it
hospital
is.
has an agreement with
With
Banner.
Banner, yeah. And
So,
so do a lot of other providers.
yeah.
So maybe that's why.
Bread bags inside our boots. Yeah, bags went over the socks, then into the boot. When I played hockey, we had an outdoor arena for our youth hockey, outdoor rink. So, yeah, I always had to put plastic bags over my feet.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So I'm brightening up the cups, darling.
And Janet Borgers, we had a snow bag to carry shoes. We just left ours at school. But, yeah, Dorothy said they got snow in Dos Cabezas.
Oh yeah, you guys got a lot of snow, Dorothy. Wilcox is colder than us. Are they at a lower elevation? Because I
No,
noticed
I
that
think
it
they're
does
at a
get.
higher elevation than us.
I mean, a higher. That's what I
Yeah.
meant to say. A higher elevation, because I remember going to a meeting at. Dorothy probably knows. I think it's the Methodist Church, and they have a water fountain, and it was frozen, but like the water was like it was still like sprouting out of the fountain, but it was frozen.
All right, now
Kind
this
of
this is
crazy.
good. Miriam McCrae O'Hara. We would have boots to start, but maybe they couldn't always afford pairs for all four of us kids. Grew up in Boston. When the snow thawed, the front yard looked like a laundry room, socks and gloves everywhere from when my brothers were misplaced them.
Now that's funny. I could see that.
Let's see.
Notice the brothers doing the misplacing,
Yeah.
not the girls. The girls were responsible.
Marie Price Miller almost got snowed in Flagstaff on our way to New Mexico.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Flag ain't playing with the snow.
Well, they're a much higher elevation than we
Yeah.
are.
And now everybody dislikes roundabouts. I don't mind. I just don't like too many.
I'm always nervous. Like, am I doing the right thing? Am I going the right way? Like, I'm never secure in my decision making. And my new warehouse is I have to drive through a stinking roundabout to get to it. A new one. And that's another thing is it's a new roundabout. So even if I know what I'm doing, do the other people in the roundabout know what they're doing? You know.
Sue's Thrap. I don't know why it typed this way, but I'm laughing. She doesn't like the roundabouts.
Oh man, I got paint on my
Farmer
paper.
Friend says it's a fashionable thing to do today,
Right?
and they have them in elk fart.
An elk fart.
And then she types not elk fart, elk heart.
Of course, I made David laugh. That's a 12-year-old boy, and him think farts are funny.
I was frustrated with the roundabouts going to Prescott that day.
Excuse me.
There were just too
There was
many.
a lot, yeah.
But the goal is to
It's to slow you down.
slow you down, and it does.
It does.
So
But those were like on the main highway, though.
yeah, but I remember driving that main highway when I lived in Havasu, and because one of our parent companies was in Prescott, and boy, there were people just flying past until the roundabouts went in. So you're at 625.
Okay, 625. Okay. Okay, you guys, we have one more decision to make. I think they're dry enough for me to play with a little bit. So they're white. So I could like dry brush. So they're white and we have texture, but you guys notice that you can't really see the texture white because it's all white. And I can either drop colors into the recesses and leave the high points white, or we could dry brush something over the top to really reveal the texture that we've put down on here. So I don't know. You guys give me some ideas. I don't know if I have any light mica powder. I have a bunch of mica powders over there.
So we do have a question about the sides. What are you going to do for the sides? Because
I
we had
don't
talked
know.
about maybe something on the back,
I know.
so it could be displayed either way, up or down.
I think I'm going to have to make a decision because I was thinking I was going to paint the sides black, but now that seems like it's going to be too, I don't know. Maybe I'll use a carbon because I kind of want the sides to disappear. I don't necessarily want to highlight them. And we do have dark writing in here, so they won't look completely weird. But I'm thinking that Wise Owl has a color called Carbon. It's like almost black, so it won't be like jet black. But I think a black would look good, you know, as far as just making the sides kind of disappear a little bit. Because I think if I painted it white, I don't know if I'm going to like that.
Suze Thrapp and Sherry Benhart say leave the sides, but everybody's saying dry brush.
Okay, let me see. Let me find me some mica powder. Let's see what I have over here, you guys.
Chris Schmidt suggests dry brush some metallic copper, maybe.
I have some copper, but Posh's copper is really pink, which is beautiful in some cases, but I don't think it's going to work in this case. I thought that I made it a point of putting some pale gold out here. I just saw a Posh lid over there. I'll be right back, you guys. I'm going to go look because I'm cordless and you're not. So I'll just go look real quick. Oh,
You keep talking, though.
I know. I know that because I was out here working and I said, I'm going to make sure and leave because pale gold is my favorite Posh pigment. That's the one that you guys have been seeing me use all week on my reels. And that's what I want to use. And I am not finding it on my table, even though I thought I put it on my table. I wonder if it dropped. And I'm not even seeing all my pigments over here. What the what?
I don't know. Nobody likes the roundabouts. I really don't mind them. They don't bother me in any way.
I think it just feels like a fad. Like, I don't know that they're necessarily better. Like, I feel like
they do slow traffic. Now, as somebody said, if it's on a highway, you're going 60, and then suddenly you have to go 25, which is what we experienced on our way to Prescott.
Yes.
It's frustrating over and over again because you're speeding up, slowing down, speeding up, slowing down.
Yes.
I'd much prefer it in an area where you're going 35, so that way people aren't going 60.
Yes.
And then the roundabout, you don't slow down as much.
I am so irritated right now. Because I'm finding every color except for my pale gold.
Jay Hicks suggests the plaid paper might be nice.
Well, I want to pick a color that's going to highlight the texture that we've created.
Yeah. Melissa List, I like a roundabout too. Yeah, I'm...
Like you know what? I'm going to just grunge it up. That's what we're going to do. Sorry, guys. We're going to grunge it.
All right. You know you're at an hour and a half.
I know. It's going to be real quick.
Okay.
It's going to be really quick. And I still may use some metallic somewhere, but we talked about dirty mittens, so we're going to make some dirty mittens. And I'm just going to use, I hate to use this distress ink, though, because it never sets. I have my thrift store ink. This is a brown, and I know this one sets. It's, I don't know. You guys, I always find craft supplies at the thrift store, and it makes me so happy. So this is a little sponge makeup thingy that I found at Dollar Tree. And I think it's going to work for what we want. This brown is probably too brown, but if I don't like it, I can always paint over it and start all over again, right?
Cami Wesselman, anybody have a diverging diamond traffic pattern? I'd have to see that to know what it is.
Oh, you know what we saw in Prescott was that
four-way cross.
The diagonal four-way cross. I wonder if that's what she's talking about.
Diagonal crosswalk.
You guys see how like dry brushing that, now you can see the texture, right? Because before we couldn't even see the texture. It's there, but we can't see it. So just dry brushing, even if I had chosen a metallic, I'd get the same effect. But I do like to either drop a glaze into the recesses, which if you're going to do that, you want to make sure that you seal it first because this is super porous. So if I were going to drop a glaze into the recesses and wipe it back, I would make sure that I sealed it and dried it first. But because we're just dry brushing over the top, I don't have to worry about it as much. But that texture, that looks kind of pretty, right?
It actually really does look good on camera.
So let's put some glaze around the edges too.
Cindy Dobson Lanfer. How about a black dry brush on the sides, then go over with a brown wax?
Ooh, a wax would probably be nice because that's gonna be like a transparent
Yeah,
application.
everybody's saying that the dry brushing really made a good difference. They like it.
And then we're just gonna put some around the edges too. If we're gonna grunge it up, we might as well grunge it up all the way, huh? And I guess we only finished one project tonight. So much for finishing 3 projects.
Yeah, Diane Kent. Don't worry, Royce. You'll find it as soon as your live is over.
I know. That's how it works, Diane. That is exactly how it works. I remember where I was looking for my tub of transfer bits and I couldn't find them. And they were like sitting right in the kitchen. Like if there had been a snake, it would have bit me 5 times every time I walked by that damn bucket. And my stuff is even soaking up the ink, which is funny. So it is better if you seal it first because it is like super, super porous when you make this. But we have lots of ink, so I'll just go over it again.
So a diverging diamond interchange, is that when you're on the right and then suddenly you're on the left? If that's the case, we drive that one at Houghton in Tucson. You know, remember when we're coming?
Oh yeah, when we're coming up to the overpass.
Yeah, so we can go left onto the highway.
I don't like it.
If that's what the diamond is, then yes, we've experienced one.
Or even like when you have a street that goes diagonal through the city, and you know you come to that intersection where you actually have 3 choices. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it looks like that's what that is. It looks like that's what that is.
Oh.
So yes, we've experienced it. It took a little getting used to. I still go very slow through there. I do not speed through there.
I think that's it, you guys. I think I like it. Good job. We did a good project because we had a lot of decisions to make tonight.
Carmen, the wood mittens are not on the shop page yet.
Nope, they will be. Yes. I have to go harass George and see if he's finished yet.
Yeah.
Poor George, because yesterday, I don't know, I was on Pinterest, you know, which is always dangerous, right? And I saw these and I saw another idea. So poor George is left to try to execute them. And my candlesticks that I made this week, I am super proud of those. Let me see if I can get a picture because I thought that I had chosen, oh, here they are. I thought I had posted them. Oh, you know what? I did. I did it twice. So these are the ones that I made out of spindles, you guys. I am super proud of these. Sometimes my visions come together and sometimes they don't. And this time it did. So I'm super happy. But I do have some steel wool soaking in some vinegar that I'm going to use to go in to darken these some more. Because this was my inspiration from Pinterest, were these candles. And so I still have some work to do on these. But I think if I use that vinegar and steel wool mixture that I'll get the color, the depth that I want. And then I'm going to have to go to my rust farm and get me some rust dust that I can mix with gel medium to put on the metal parts to make them rusty. That is the plan.
Flea Brown. Oh, how we love that you thought you were going to get to 3 projects done today.
You guys just let me we know she's being delusional, but it's okay. We won't discourage her. I appreciate that. I really do. But thank you guys so much. Tonight was fun. It was like experimental. I didn't know what we were going to do. So luckily it all worked out. Sometimes when I don't have a plan, it does not work out. And then I always feel bad. So I will actually post a picture of these. I think I'm going to just put some eyelets on the top and maybe find some like jute rope, like a really thick jute, something rustic to hang them on. And I'll get a picture up. And you guys will see the final ones. And like we spoke about earlier, I could absolutely do something different to the back, right? Like maybe I could use some of the corrugated metal decoupage paper on the back. That'd be a nice, like, kind of a not contradiction. That's not the word I'm looking for. What's the word I'm looking for, baby?
Contrast.
Thank you. That'd be a nice contrast to the front, which is like pretty. But I think that's it. Unless anybody had any more questions tonight, that's all I have. If you guys are in the Decoupage Masterclass, I will see you guys Thursday night at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we'll be drawing 3 names because I forgot to draw in class on Thursday, but I still have. Look at you guys. I love these. When IOD came out with the new pot transfers, they put white ones in the package because I always find these dark crocs when I'm out thrifting. But that's all I have, babe, unless you have something else.
Nope, that's it.
That's it.
Hashtag Deco if you're on Facebook. If you still want to sign up for the class, you can do that until tomorrow.
Until tomorrow, yeah.
And you can play catch up.
Yeah, there's just 2 classes. So,
Yeah.
And the first one was just an hour long, and then the second one was 2 hours.
But you got a few days before class number 3.
Yeah.
So you can still sign up for that.
And we're gonna be in there for 2 months.
Hashtag shirt if you want to get a shirt.
Yeah, hashtag shirt if you guys. And there's like, there's this green one, there's a dark pink one, a light pink one. There's like a heather gray. It's almost a black one. And I feel like I'm missing a color.
We do have a question. Cammie Wesselman asks, how do you download the app? What's the app?
The app is a Kajabi app. You know what? Thank you for asking that question. I will have my assistant include that information in the class email that goes out next week, you guys, because I forgot about that. Thank you.
Lisa Van Sil, just Deco. Hashtag DECO, not Decoupage.
Yeah, hashtag Deco. And then on YouTube, I'll go in and I will put all the links on there for you guys as well. And if you are on TikTok and you're interested in the class, it's in my link in bio. I'm trying to think. I feel like I'm forgetting something really important. And if you guys are in the Decoupage Masterclass, remember to post your projects. I'm going to be checking tomorrow morning to see if there's any new projects posted, because all you have to do is post a project using one of the examples that were demonstrated in Thursday night's class for a chance to win Flea. Because, you know, Flea is all about winning the prizes.
She's got vision. She knows what she wants, and she wants it.
For a chance to win a prize. And we have the really cool silicone mat. And we have, oh yeah, this one is like, it's a little zipper bag, but it has some craft supplies in there. And then some Royce swag was what I was supposed to be drawing for, that I turned off the camera before we did it, which is a Royce notepad. So I think that's it. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys next Sunday. You guys have a blessed week. And you guys remember, there isn't anything that I've done here that you guys cannot absolutely do yourselves. You guys can do this. You can do it today. Have a blessed week. We'll see you next week.